This, compared to the previous Hornby iteration, is phenomenal.
Hi, welcome back to Emperor's Path. My name is SBJ, and today we're going to be reviewing the Hornby 4VEP in Southwest Trains livery. Anyone who's been following the channel for a while will know that in terms of things that have got me excited for brand new models that have previously not been released, I've been pretty low on the scale. I tend to do that thing of looking for second-hand models, and whilst things may excite me, nothing has necessarily excited me to the point where I buy it for pre-release or pre-order or anything. However, 2 years ago, in the Hornby announcement video, which came out, so that would have been 2022, they announced a train that the second I saw it, it ignited a fire under me, and I said, I don't care, I'm getting it. That train is this train. So the Southwest Trains Class 423 is basically the train that used to run around Portsmouth in my childhood, or it is definitely one of the trains that ran around in my childhood. Hornby previously did some of these in BR Blue and in the Network South East livery. I previously owned one of the Network South East ones, and there are a few bits about it I didn't necessarily love. The biggest thing being the fact that it had traction tyres on it, and that is a big thing. It just didn't seem to perform as well as I would have wanted it to. When it ran, it ran. I did a few fixes on mine to try and resolve the issue, and spoke to various people about how they fixed theirs. In the end, I decided I didn't run it as much as I wanted to, so I got rid of mine. But I did pre-order this one under the guise that a lot of the things that Hornby have shared in the run-up to this have all been things that they have changed, and it excited me to no end. So I am going to start unboxing this. We're going to have a look at the model, see what it's like. So let's go ahead, let's get it unboxed, let's have a look at it.
Okay, so on the box, looks beautiful. Let's have a look. Now, admittedly, this has been out of the box, or at least it's been outside of the box, but not outside of the clan packaging. So, last one of these I saw, it had the foam inserts or the polystyrene. I feel like this is a much nicer looking version of it. Got a nice protective sleeve on there. There is a piece of paper that I'm just going to go and grab, which has all of the little instructions on it. So, let's start with these. So these are the most unidentifiable parts of the units, I think. This it's gorgeous. It's really difficult to not seem biased about it, but this is beautiful. Looking at it, the one thing that has sort of stood out to me, and it might appear better on the camera, is the fact that you can see Southwest, but the trains is like really, it's almost red rather than orange, and it's quite difficult to see, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's not bad. A beautiful colour blue on there. Like these little protectors on the bottom here. There we go. Now, there is apparently a little switch in here that will allow us to turn those lights on at the front. That's interesting. I'm going to have a look at those. On the previous models, these end doors were much bigger and they looked silly because of it. So I'm glad that they've changed that around. Beautiful red, beautiful orange, fantastic lines in between. I haven't got any lights on, so I can't guarantee it, but the inside looks great, and I'm sure with the lights on it will look even better. Ends of the units. If you've used any Hornby multiple units before, these are the same style connectors they've been using for a while. I think it's the one thing about multiple units that is a bit rubbish, is the connectors are just a little bit finicky, and that goes for Bachmann as well. They're just so difficult to get apart. which makes it really difficult when you're trying to pack them away. So you tend to kind of go, well, I'm just going to have them on the layout permanently. Yeah, beautiful colours. On first glance, I can't see any real problems with the unit. So I'll just quickly check the other one. No real differences, just different end numbers. Good yellow coverage. I'll have to have a real closer look on them, but they do look great. Just a quick, that feels already loads better. So on the previous ones, the shoe gear, which is how they pick up the electricity, was so flimsy you couldn't even touch it. It would just fall off randomly. But yeah. So unlike the Bachmann multiple units, the power car is not one of the end ones. The power car is actually this one, which has the guard section in it, which is clever from the point of view of they've put it inside the guards compartment, so you're hiding any motors or anything like that. So this is the TSO. So this is basically just a normal Mark 1 coach in essence. No, it's not, because the windows are different. What a silly thing to say. But on the forceps, that would be the case. Nice simple lines. The blue, the red and the orange does look fantastic. Nothing really too special about this one. And then we've got the motor unit. So clamp pack on this one makes sense. You want to keep this one as safe as possible. Nice. This is considerably heavier than the older version. Oh, one thing I will say, that body's loose already. That'll be interesting. I could just pull that off right now. Let's have a look. So yeah, considerably much heavier than the previous version, but it does look good. So let's see if we can just get this off by hand. There you go. That's how easy it is. One thing I'll say that I'm already super impressed about is it's got contacts here, and if you look on the inside, spring-loaded contacts that sit there. The previous version had a little clip that you had to clip in and out, which I hated because it just made me dread pulling off any part of it. It's got a housing for a speaker already in there, which is great if you decide to fit it with sound, which I will do one day. Blanking chip, 21 pin now. Interesting. I'm just going to get the unit run in, which is obviously super important with any models that you're running. Once that's done, we're going to have a look at fitting a 21 pin chip and get it running on the layout. So yeah. One other thing that I did want to quickly mention is the little accessory bag that comes with it. You get two. You get one for your destination numbers. These are just stickers that stick over the front of the cabs. An interesting way to do it. Yeah, I guess that gives you a lot more scope of what sort of destinations you're going to be going to. No guesses as to what mine's going to be. It comes with some Buckeye bits that you can fit to the front in the bag. It comes with a connecting rod that goes between end units so that you can connect multiple versions of it. I obviously don't have multiple versions of it, but that would be great if you did decide that you were going to buy more. And it also comes with a speaker enclosure, so it allows you to put your Sugar Cube speaker in and gives it a nice enclosure. Just before I start running it in, I just wanted to go over the little instruction manual that comes with it. There's nothing really different to most of the Hornby catalogs that I've seen. It gives you the how to lay the unit out on your layout, which is fine. It gives you an idea on how to couple, gives you the idea of if you want to run multiple sets, and tells you how to lubricate the unit and stuff like that. Body removal, as I say, this one seemed to just almost pop off super easy. So yeah, and then all about decoder fitting as well. Nothing special. So I've
run the loco in, and now we're up in the loft and I'm just running it around on the layout. I fitted an 8-pin DCC chip. I can't find any of my 21 pins at the moment. So it's running around on the layout. You're about to see it fly past. Most of the jerkiness is because it's just my track at the moment. So I'm putting that down to me, not necessarily the loco. Now, when it was running in on my rolling road, it was really quiet, really quiet. It sounds really loud up here, so I'm going to try putting the body on and see if that makes a difference. If not, I'm going to be looking at whether it's properly lubricated. But that's the next step. I'm going to go into that. I'm also going to look at getting a 21-pin decoder to fit on it, because that would be the better option, seeing as it's a 21-pin socket. So yeah, that's just flying around somewhere over there, and I'll be back with you in a bit. So it's about a week later, running the full unit. I've had it running over and over and over again around the layout. And this, compared to the previous Hornby iteration, is phenomenal. The previous unit had so many problems with connectivity. It used to cut out on pieces of track that no other unit would cut out on. This one, after a week of running it, I'd say it performs about the same as my Bachmann units, which are some of my favourite units that I own. And it's doing a fantastic job. The livery looks superb. I want to get one fitted with sound and a stay alive as standard, because that's what I want on my layouts in the future. But in terms of running it in the last clip, I think I mentioned that I had an 8-pin converted socket put in there. I found a 21-pin decoder that I've put in there, and it's been running even better with that installed. It's definitely not noisy like I said the previous one was. I just think it performs really, really well. If you're on the fence about buying one of these, the cost is high. However, I believe that the investment is worth it. If you can find one at a discounted rate, even better. This is, I'm going to say, Hornby, a job well done. This is a fantastic unit, and I love running it on my layout. So yeah, the various bits that I've said before are minor inconveniences. As I say, I prefer loco driven from the front end, mainly because usually in the past I've had derailments and things like that. This unit isn't doing it, so I'll eat my own words and say that this is performing fantastic. So yeah, if you want to get one, get one. If you think the price is too high, don't get it. It's that simple. If you want to encourage manufacturers, you always vote with your wallet, is how I look at it. It's a win for me. I would happily get another one of these to run as an 8 car. So other than that, that's pretty much it for me. This is a very different video. I don't usually do reviews, but then I don't usually get brand new models to run. So yeah, Hornby's Corvette Class 423 in Southwest Trains livery. Fantastic. Well done, Hornby.